Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching pain when saying goodbye to someone you love? Or maybe you've experienced that hollow feeling in your chest when moving away from a place you've called home for years. We've all been there, right? But what if I told you that one of history's greatest swordsmen had some mind-blowing advice on how to deal with separation? Stick around, because this could change your life. Today, we're diving into the wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi, a legendary Japanese swordsman from the 17th century. Now, you might be wondering, what does a samurai have to do with my breakup? Well, Musashi wasn't just a master of the sword, he was a philosopher who wrote a powerful set of rules for life called the Dokkodo. And one of these rules is a game changer when it comes to dealing with separation. So, let's explore Musashi's advice. Never be saddened by a separation. 1. The problem with separation. Let's talk about why separations hit us so hard. When we face a goodbye, whether it's the end of a relationship, moving to a new city, or losing a job, our emotions often go into overdrive. We're flooded with sadness, anxiety, and sometimes fear. It's like our brains are hardwired to focus on what we're losing. But here's the thing, dwelling on these separations can really mess with our heads. It can lead to depression, anxiety, and even physical health problems. We might find ourselves stuck in the past, unable to move forward or appreciate new opportunities. It's like carrying a heavy backpack full of goodbyes, weighing us down with every step. This is exactly the kind of emotional baggage that Musashi's wisdom aims to help us unpack and leave behind. 2. Understanding the rule. Let's break this down. When Musashi says, never be saddened by a separation, he's not telling us to be emotionless robots. Instead, he's encouraging us to shift our perspective on loss and change. This rule applies to all kinds of separations, from breakups and friendships ending to losing a job or moving to a new city. Musashi is challenging us to see separations not as endings, but as natural transitions in life. He's asking us to recognize that change is constant and that holding on to things or people too tightly only leads to more pain. It's about accepting the flow of life rather than resisting it. Think about it like this. When you're watching a beautiful sunset, you don't get sad when it ends. You appreciate its beauty while it lasts, knowing that another one will come tomorrow. Musashi is suggesting we approach all aspects of life with this same mindset. 3. The wisdom behind the rule. Now let's dig deeper into why this rule is so powerful. At its core, this teaching is about understanding the impermanence of all things. Nothing lasts forever, not relationships, not jobs, not even life itself. By accepting this truth, we free ourselves from the suffering that comes from trying to hold on to things that are naturally changing or ending. Attachment is often the root of our suffering during separations. We become so invested in a person, a job, or a situation that we feel like we can't live without it. But Musashi is reminding us that we absolutely can. In fact, he's saying that our ability to adapt and move forward is one of our greatest strengths. This doesn't mean we shouldn't form connections or care about things. Instead, it's about appreciating what we have while we have it and being able to let go gracefully when the time comes. It's about finding a balance between engagement and detachment. Before we dive in further, if you're enjoying this video and want more life-changing tips, make sure to hit that subscribe button. By joining our community, you'll get weekly videos packed with practical strategies to help you become the best version of yourself. 4. Practical applications. Now, let's talk about how to actually use this wisdom in our daily lives. First up, practice mindfulness. When you're going through a separation, pay attention to your feelings without judging them. It's totally okay to feel sad or hurt, but don't let those emotions take over. Think of them like clouds passing in the sky. Acknowledge them, then let them drift away. Next, try to focus on growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe a breakup teaches you something new about relationships, or losing a job leads you to discover a hidden talent. By looking at separations as chances to grow, we can turn our perspective from loss to opportunity. Gratitude is another powerful tool. Instead of obsessing over what you've lost, practice being thankful for what you had and what you still have. This simple shift can make a big difference in how you feel. Lastly, keep moving forward. Try new things, meet new people, set new goals. Remember, life's a journey, and every separation is just a turn in the road, not the end of it. By applying these practical steps, you'll start to see separations in a new light. It takes practice, but over time, you'll find yourself becoming more resilient and adaptable to life's changes. 5. Benefits of following this rule. Embracing Musashi's teaching can really transform your life. First off, you'll develop incredible resilience. Life's going to throw curveballs at you, but you'll be much better equipped to handle them. You'll bounce back faster from setbacks and adapt more easily to change. This mindset also promotes personal growth. When you're not afraid of separations, you're more likely to take risks and try new things. You'll push yourself out of your comfort zone more often, leading to new experiences and skills. You'll also become more self-reliant. By understanding that you can handle separations, you'll gain confidence in your ability to navigate life's challenges on your own. Perhaps the greatest benefit is the freedom that comes from non-attachment. When you're not clinging desperately to people or things, you're free to fully enjoy them while they're in your life. You'll live more in the present, appreciating what you have without the constant fear of losing it. This doesn't mean you won't care about people or things. Instead, you'll care deeply, but with an open hand rather than a tight fist. This approach leads to richer, more authentic relationships and experiences. 6. Modern context. Interestingly, Musashi's ancient wisdom aligns perfectly with modern psychology and mindfulness practices. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, focuses on changing our thought patterns to improve our emotional responses. Just like Musashi's rule encourages us to shift our perspective on separations, mindfulness and meditation practices also echo this teaching. They emphasize being present in the moment and accepting things as they are, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Even in our fast-paced, constantly connected world, this 400-year-old advice remains incredibly relevant. In fact, in an age where we're bombarded with images of perfect relationships and lives on social media, Musashi's teaching is more important than ever. It reminds us that it's okay, even necessary, for things to change and end, making room for new experiences and growth. So let's recap. Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai, taught us to never be saddened by a separation. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions, but rather changing how we view separations. By understanding the impermanence of all things, we can appreciate what we have while we have it, and let go gracefully when it's time. Remember, every separation is an opportunity for growth and new beginnings. By applying this wisdom, we can become more resilient, adaptable, and free. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Musashi's wisdom. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more insights from ancient philosophy. And hey, leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences with separations. Remember, every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. Until next time, stay strong and keep growing.